everyone and welcome to a new video. If you read the title for this, you can see that I am doing my next Booktubers favorite books vlog, and I am going to judge Cassidy from CoverswithCassidy's taste today. I mean, not all today, but in this video. And I hope you enjoy me judging and reading 5 of Cassidy's favorite books, and we shall see if I enjoyed them or not. So first, obviously, we had some that I had already read, and I want to mention them. So like, if you know Cassidy's taste, you're like, why are they not here? It's because I already read them. First, of course, was mentioned was Poppy War by Kwang. This is one of my favorite series of all time. So we are off at a good start. And it follows Rin, who doesn't want to get married, and joins his military school, and then war breaks out, and it all goes to hell. And it's just heartbreaking and clever and amazing and just everything I love in a fantasy. It is one of my, as I said, favorites of all time. So the fact that it's one of Cassidy's favorites of all time should make us match. I don't remember if we actually usually match on other stuff. Probably not, but there's hope. There's hope. So that's why I'm not reading it for this vlog, because I already read it 3 times and I don't need to read it for this vlog. But good start, good start. Then she was like, yeah, you already read Hob, right? So Lightship is also one of Cassidy's faves. It is not my favorite in the Realm of the Rings so far. First trilogy is still my favorite, but I haven't read the last one yet. I do think that it is amazing. Like, the whole Ship trilogy is amazing. I just think that it didn't live up like everything I loved. I don't remember if I gave them like 4 or 5. I think I landed on 4 for 1 and 3, but maybe 2 was not. And it was just, obviously the whole thing was an amazing time. I like love Hob. She's one of my favorite authors, and the whole Realm of the Rings is one of my favorite things in the whole world. So again, a very good comparison in taste. And then she also mentioned that usually second books are her favorites. So I don't know if this counted for the Diva Bard trilogy. I don't know how to say the name, but I didn't end up picking up this one because I said I could read the second one if it was her favorite, but she said other stuff instead. But either way, I did read the first one. I haven't read the second one, and personally I didn't love this. I gave it like 3 stars, and it made me go into reading stuff at the time. But also I was traveling, so like traveling usually ruins my reading for some reason, and I honestly don't like remember everything that happened, but I just remember I felt very like about the whole thing. So I'm gonna continue, and I heard bad things about the next ones, so I think I'm hopeful to enjoy them more. But like, it's not a favorite. But I think maybe then if Cassidy's fave is the second and I really enjoy the second, maybe then I taste would lie if I read the second. But I'm not reading that for this vlog. But yeah, that was those she mentioned that I already read. Oh no, there was one more. I just forgot it because it was in a different shelf. I just made stuff move, but it's fine. It's Elantris by Van Hansen. Obviously I already read this, and obviously I love this. I actually reread this pretty recently in January. I also reread Poppy War pretty recently, kind of randomly. This one is the story where like Leopard City, because people who used to turn into gods now just turn into like gross creatures that can't heal in a way. So that is the plot of this, where like why the curse instead of like lust, etc. It was a really bad explanation of the book. But point is, I loved it. I actually hyped it down in my head. I was just like, it's not as good as these others were, blah 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 blah. And then I reread it now in January. I was like, okay, it's amazing. I don't know what I was thinking. This is Cassidy's fave. It's again good stuff, because it is a very good solid book. I just don't think that Brandon's writing is the best in that one, but it's still a very solid book. So now I have 5 other secret ones. If you watch Cassidy, you probably know which ones that are going to be here, but I haven't actually picked out which I'm starting with yet, because I'm starting with sprints. I'm going to ask them which one I should start with, but it's always the secret for you so far. I mean, you could just jump in the vlog and see, but that's besides the point. So I think you already know which one I'm starting with. I'm very excited. A lot of them are huge, so we shall see. Coming back to you very soon. Hello, I look completely the same, but it is the next day, and I now finished my first book for the vlog. I didn't even update to say which one was picked, but the one that I ended up starting was Fireborne by Rosaria Munda, which, if you know Cassidy, she has talked a lot about this book, and it is a very strong read for her, and I want to say that I now read it, and I really enjoyed it. I would say at once that it's not a new favorite, like all-time favorite, but I really liked it, and I gave it 4 stars. I mean, it's a very enjoyable, very well-written, very well-done book. But I just thought, I don't know why, but with all the hype I was hearing, I thought I would like absolutely love it, like 5 out of 5 stars, and it wasn't, but that's okay. Like, just because I said that doesn't mean I didn't like it. I really liked it, and I would recommend it. I would think about it. It just didn't feel like a 5-star for me. But it basically follows this world where we are these people going to this dragon school, and they are dragon riders, and they are soon about to graduate, and then there's this tournament where they're gonna like determine who's the best one that will be the first rider. And then in this world we kind of set after a revolution already happened, which means that these are like the kids that grew up from, like, I was gonna say the ashes of the revolution and had gone through traumas in different ways because of it. Both of my parents are outside my window. Love that. Either way. So they both had experienced stuff in the revolution in the very, I was gonna say, heartbreaking way that has formed and shaped their lives to who they are today. And now people from the old regime that like was taken down are returning from the ashes. And who's gonna stand where, what is gonna happen, you need to read the book to find out. I think that the political climate in this book was very fascinating. I thought it was very interesting to see where loyalties lay for the different characters. I thought it was interesting to see the reasons for where they was laying, and at the same time playing their own game just to survive, and with all these different pieces to see in the end like who are they loyal to each other, the different regimes, etc. And it was just very politically intriguing, while at the same time having a sober romance and dragons. I do feel like I wanted more stuff with the dragons, like more, I was gonna say, world building around them, because they were kind of just there and we never got like an explanation or like more stuff about them, of like how they came to be in the way that they are. So I felt like that was what I was missing. But like the characters are very, very fun and interesting, and I really, really loved getting to know them and the relationship that they had. They reminded me slightly, maybe this is a bad comparison, of Mal and Alina in Shadow and Bone, just that they are terribly annoying. Well, these were not, so it's like the better version of them. But it was just like with the flashbacks and stuff especially, it reminded me of them, just in very different ways. Sorry for the comparison for people who hate Mal and Alina. Me being among them, but just done right, you know. I just think that while I actually really enjoyed the political intrigue, I like wanted more in the beginning, because I was very confused of like different, I was gonna say, parts that the different characters had in the past. But then like when the picture slowly being painted, that's when like the pieces are clicking. And therefore I felt that that was the point where the book became really, really good. And I wish that those pieces had clicked earlier. That could be my own fault. It's not to say like the book is bad because of this, but it was just something I wished I could see earlier in the book, because I was very confused with the pieces. But then again, as I said, when I fit, it was very good. The end was woo! But I'm very, very, very curious to see where and how the story will go. Like obviously I have like some predictions for different things, but I just feel like it's a very much a book where you cannot definitely see what the second and third book will be about, and I just really want to read it now because I want to see what's gonna happen, and I want to go and purchase them now. But I mean, I shouldn't, but will I? Probably. So I'm just very curious to see where we'll go, because honestly I cannot predict exactly how it will end in the end, because I feel like it needs to be something completely else. I honestly don't know, and it's a whole trilogy, so I'm very curious. And that is one of the things that I love in books, where like you cannot see that. Well, like in other books it's like the same all the way through and you're like bored at the point. It's just like, oh yeah, they won, you know. And here it's not like even a good or a bad guy in a way. That was what I think the book was really did well in questioning. Like it's not a good side, it's not a bad side, it is just a lot of people surviving doing bad shit. And I really like kind of that contrast, where it's not like one evil dude, you know. It is much more complex than that, and I really enjoy that. So yeah, now that I'm talking about the book, I enjoyed it more. I don't know why, but like still a really strong 4-star. I don't see it changing right now, but I'm very, very excited to continue. And so far this vlog is doing really, really well. Very excited now to continue, which I will do in a moment. You might have seen it behind me. I don't know if you can actually see that, because I was indeed blocking it. But I'm now going to read Recursion by Blake Crouch. I haven't read any Blake Crouch before, but I have seen the covers like go around. This is a sci-fi, the one... My mom came in and scared the crap out of me mid-sentence. What was I saying? It's the one sci-fi for this video. All the others are fantasy. So I'm excited to see what the others will bring, but don't know anything about this. Sarah just told me, because I'm on Patreon's friends, that it's very timey-wimey, wimly. I don't even know the words, so I don't know what I expect. I hope I'm not too confused, but we shall see if I like it. So I'm gonna go and read this now, and I will update you soon. Hello. Yesterday I did finish Recursion by Blake Crouch, and it was amazing. Like, literally blew my head off. Because honestly don't know how to describe this book at all. Sorry, I'm looking at the synopsis in the back to see like, can you describe this? So it's kind of like this disease that people can get where they get memory of a life they never lived. And then people are like, what? And then we have this detective trying to investigate into this. Because this is a woman talking about a life that she never lived. And then he gets curious. And then we also have like this scientist that is doing stuff with memory. And then they kind of connect. But how? I guess you gotta read it to find out. But it's just... I don't know how to describe the book. I went into it not knowing anything. My brain exploded. The high I felt reading this. It was so intense and like you want to know, like it's definitely like a thriller thing because it's not necessarily like dark is the right word, but it's so like, oh my god, what if this happened to humanity? We would be so screwed. It was so good. The originality, the way it was like told, and like yes, it was a bit sciencey, but I've kind of understood everything, even though I feel like I shouldn't have because I feel like I'm too stupid for this, but apparently I understood it. So I feel like it was very approachable and readable by everyone, which I really enjoyed. And overall just so solid. I think it dragged a bit when we got to a certain point in the story where they had to do a certain thing. And we kind of was doing that over and over and over, which was kind of the point as well. But then I was just like, I'm done now. I feel like we could have just like maybe cut like the last 50 pages or something to like have like still be on that high, but then at the same time the author wanted to impact the end more and be like having more of an emotional impact in the end, and I get that, but at the same time I was like it lost me a bit there. So like because of that I wouldn't give it a complete 5. I am gonna round it up to 5 on like Goodreads and stuff, but I think it's more like a 4.5. It was very, very good. But I'm also like considering like, is it still good after or is it good when you're reading because you're so intense into this mystery thriller thing? And after like now, the next day, I'm like, the high has lowered a bit. It's a very solid, amazing book. But like 4.5 is what I'm feeling. It was just very, very good though. Like it was so fast paced, so interesting. Kind of really like with your mind and very like wobbly time-wise, etc. So it was very enjoyable, very weird, very unique. I really want to read Dark Matter now because if this is good, people love Dark Matter. So I'm like, what could that be about? And now we really need to read that to find out. Very solid. Just a very good book. So yeah, I really enjoyed Fireborne. Very different though, and I'm really enjoying this. And the next one I'm going to read is Red Sister by Mark Lawrence. So actually the favorite in the series for Cass is Grey Sister. So I am considering just reading Grey Sister as well because I bought that as well. I had Red Sister for 100 years since that is her like actual favorite. But I need to read obviously Red Sister before because I haven't read that. She said it was fine if I read this, but I might read Grey Sister as well. It's a bit thick and I know it's about like an assassin. She goes up and it's like really badass and I think it's an FF as well. And that's what I got. I owned it for 100 years. I hate this cover, but it was like the cover we got for this height. I'm gonna start that today. I was planning to finish it today. I don't think it's gonna happen because I have work, but it's fine. I'm like really ahead of my reading because I keep thinking I'm behind and then I read too much. But I guess that's a good thing. And that's what I have. Very excited about Recursion. I found out there's a movie coming and I think like it will make a fantastic movie. That's what I was thinking when I was reading it. So visually I think it will work even better than reading it, even though it would work really well reading it. So I'm excited to see that whenever it comes out. Hello. It is so hot. I'm not surviving. But did we see it here last time? Probably. It's been like a whole week. I think like 6 days since I updated. I have been in a slump because the next 2 books I read for this, which I think I said was Red Sister, also read Grey Sister now, put me kind of in a bad reading mood where I didn't want to read because I wasn't really enjoying myself. And Grey Sister was Cassidy's favorite, and I guess it could parts of it be more interesting than Red Sister, but overall just I don't think this series is for me. First book follows Nona and she joins voluntarily or involuntarily, however we want to think on it. I was going to say organization of nuns that are trained, among other things, to be assassins. She has like talents in like different paths in this house. People, Convent of the Sweet Mercy, as they're called, and also live on like another planet or like in another world where like it's very cold, etc. And there's like politics. She gets to know the other like training there. There's friendship happening, etc. And there's like betrayals and stuff happening. It reminds me, I'm not gonna deny it, a bit of Nevernight. Again, enjoyed Nevernight more. But I don't think the writing style is bad. I just thought it was boring, honestly. Like, I was not matching with the story. I just thought like how things were playing out was very interesting. The middle part, especially with our sister, took such a long time to like for anything to happen. I was interested in like 80% of the things happening, perhaps 90%, and I wanted to see Nona and where her character would go. I wanted to see more of this world, and I wanted it to be like cool and like really feel for the characters, but I was just so distant from the story, and it just didn't match and work for me in any way, which is just very sad. I think I would give this 2.5 out of 5 stars. And Grey Sister, I thought that I will feel better about it because now like I was used to stuff. It's a shorter book. Second book tends sometimes to be terrible, but like I know it was Cassidy's place, so I like had high hope for it, and just didn't feel anything. It was much of the same in the first one. I'm not connecting with any of the characters, I'm not connecting with the world or the writing or anything, and overall just wasn't vibing with me in any way. So very sad. I don't even know what to rate this. I feel like 3 stars is too generous, so it would be, I guess, a 2, which is very, very low. I tend to not give 2 stars, but like, well, it literally felt nothing for the story, and like I wasn't even like enjoying myself. I just forced myself through this and this because, you know, I finish everything I read. I'm just sad. I would read the final book in this trilogy just because I just feel like now at this point, maybe Mark Lawrence is just not an author for me because it doesn't seem like I'm matching with what he writes. But I don't know. I didn't enjoy them at all. And I actually had really high hopes because I heard amazing things about them. But it's just how the story was constructed, how it was written, and how it didn't feel for anything. So it didn't really match with me. I'm gonna start. Is it here? Is it under my butt? That was a completely different book. The next book for this vlog, that was a book falling on the floor now, which is Along the Razor's Edge by Rob J. Hayes. And I have no expectation for this. It is self-published, and I am just very excited to see what it will have because I heard amazing things about it. So I'm actually going to start it now. Let's just see if I get to finish today. Who knows? I'm really hot. I'm so glad I'm done with these, and let's read something completely different. It's too hot. Everything is hot. Everything sucks. I'm dying. But I did finish the other day. The other day is like 2 days ago or 1 day ago. I did finish Along the Razor's Edge, which I didn't. Did I say this was the next book? I think so. I don't remember. But it is a self-published book. It's a fantasy book. We have a main character, Ascara, who is just 15. I have to double check. And she's put now in a pit. She's a prisoner. And she used to be like a sorcerer. And she fought for this one side of this war. And then they lost. So that's why she's put there. And she's there kind of giving up hope. Kind of trying to escape. Kind of making friends down there. But at the same time dying down there. And it's a lot of like flashback how she grew up. And like how she became like where she is with world building. So we have like flashback in the beginning of each chapter with that, and then we have like her living in the pits and like what's going on there. The kind of, I wouldn't exactly say the politicalness of it, but like how they live there and how they might get out, or will they. The whole book is also written like foreshadowing in kind of every page. It's like this is what happened in the future where I am that and that and that with these experiences, and we're looking back on this, etc, etc. So we know that she will come in a powerful position later. Like, we know this. It's not like a spoiler because it's like told throughout the whole book. We know kind of certain things will happen, but we don't know how. And that's what makes this so really fascinating. And sometimes that works not that great for me, where like we kind of get knowing the story beforehand. But sometimes it's done really well, and I felt it was done really well here. It made you intrigued more of the story of like how she's gonna manage to do all these things. So I really liked how that was done. And overall, so good. I loved how the story played out. I loved how you couldn't predict it. I loved how we really felt for our main character. She's fierce. She doesn't give a crap. She just does what she needs to survive. And I ended up just enjoying it so much. I stayed up until like 3:30 a.m. to finish it or whatever, the day I read it, because I did some other stuff as well. Because I want to know what's going to happen at once. I want to get a sequel, but it's so expensive because it's indie. And I'm just like, dang, I want to get it though, because I need the whole series now. It's like a 5-book series. I don't know if it's come out. I think maybe it's finished. And I'm so excited to continue. Sorry, I keep walking around. I can't stay still. And I just loved it a lot. Okay, it was so good. I was very surprised. And it just kept me guessing. And I'm so excited to continue. So that is my review for this one. I will wrap up thoughts more in the end and stuff. But just like, so good. Very much recommend. I think I would maybe even round it up to 5, having a few days to think on it. I'm like, dang. So 4.5 at least. And it was just such, I found it like enjoyable, unpredictable, dark, amazing. So yeah, that's what I got to say about this one. I have started the next one, but I gotta go to work. So I will share thoughts on that later. I could say what the next one is. And also the final one for this vlog is Ashes of the Sun by Django Wexler. I'm actually 400 pages in. Thoughts on that later. But very excited, very happy. See you later. Honestly don't know where I was last time I updated it. Probably here. It's just the window. It's so hot. I'm dying. But I have finished my last book for this vlog. And it was, did I say? I did say. Did I say? Ashes of the Sun by Django Wexler. I don't remember if I said, but it's the last book for the vlog and I did finish it. It was a huge one. And this one we have siblings that were separated when they were like 8 and 5. One of them kind of was forced to join the like people controlling this country. So she like had the abilities to join like the, I was gonna say the constitution of the world. While the other ones, because of this happened, joined kind of the revolution because he went against now everything because they took his sister and everything. And they do cross paths again, but now they are on entirely different sides of the conflicts in this world. And we have our main characters kind of like trying to, I was gonna say the girl trying to grow in like this society she was forced to join. And she's also, I think, a lesbian, just saying. And the dude is like in the underground trying to steal and like trying to figure out other stuff in there. And I did really enjoy it. I really liked the writing in this one. That's one of the things I liked the most. That made me really like it. And I really liked the characters. I would say that the plot wasn't like amazing and blew me away. It kind of was straightforward. And when I think of like of the developments of the characters, it wasn't like that big development. I think they had character development, but I meant like development of where they are in the story that much. Considering it's like a 600-page book, I feel like the plot didn't like amaze me that much. I feel like I wouldn't exactly say I was bored. I wasn't bored, but it was like it could have been more interesting and captured me more. But I did enjoy the aspects. I did enjoy the world. I enjoyed like the nitpicks of the story. I just like didn't love it completely. I had a good time. I would give it like 3.5, rounding it up to 4. And if you obviously watch through all this vlog, if you're here now, you might guess the winner. I have like kind of decided, but that is on enjoyment alone. I will have a wrap-up clip in the end. I need to edit the footage, see what I have, see what I said, and then do a wrap-up clip in the end for when I'm gonna post this for final ranking and thoughts. So you should see me then. I feel like I could have talked more about this one, but I'm too hot, I'm too tired. You got the gist. See you later. Hello. I just realized it's very much possible to film a vlog almost entirely from one place. But it's been a little while. I procrastinated and now decided I need to wrap up this vlog. And obviously these are the 6 books I read. Maybe it's better on this side. And I need to kind of rank them a bit because that's what we do. It's kind of fun. Yeah, let's just do it, I guess. Because on the bottom, it was pretty obvious, you know, from how I share my thoughts. But would be these are an entity together. Red Sister and Grey Sister. Because I gave them 2 stars. And I didn't really enjoy myself. I was kind of bored. I wasn't really interested in anything. Maybe I will reread in a few years and enjoy them more. Who knows? But overall, just feeling meh about them. So sadly, they lost. I'm sorry. On 4th place, I would put Ashes of the Sun by Django Wexler. I wouldn't say that I didn't like this, but like, I'm just feeling like it was a good fantasy book. I would recommend it. But I'm not going around thinking about it all the time. I am excited to read the sequel and see like where we'll go. The sequels, it is a trilogy. And I had a good time with it and I was interested in it. Also, can we talk about, sorry, before I continue, over half of these was gay. Because like, Red Sister, what? Red Sister and Ashes of the Sun and Along the Razor's Edge were all gay. Love that, love that. Cassidy knows me. Or she just has taste, I guess. But yeah, I really like the characters in this. I've been thinking more about it. The characters were great, but the plot could have like been worked with more. So I'm hoping we could see that in the next books. On 3rd, which kind of surprises me a bit, is Fireborne. Because I feel like I enjoy this a lot. Like it was a really great book. And just because it's 3rd doesn't mean that it is bad or anything like that. It's just that the other 2 I enjoyed more. So that is why we're here. But I just thought that I would absolutely love it. And I did really enjoy it. But I'm just surprised that like it is not number 1. But obviously very enjoyable. I've been also thinking about this and being like, dang. It was a good book and I really want to read the rest. It was a very great time. So, really liked the really relevant relationship between the 2 main characters. So, which one won of Recursion and Along the Razor's Edge? I'm rounding both of those up to 5. But which one won? I don't know, I guess you gotta find out now. On 2nd, I am putting Recursion by Blake Crouch. This was amazing. Again, love the concept. So original, so well written. so good. Cannot stop like thinking about it as well. Like the concept was amazing. But as I said when I was reviewing it, that when it came to a certain point, it became a bit repetitive, and I wish we could have just like gotten on with it a bit. So it lost me a bit there. And then after the high of reading it, because when you're reading it so fast, but after the high, I was about to say it's forgettable. It's not forgettable, but it is a bit like what makes the reading so high is the high I had when I was reading it. But now that the high is over, I'm not saying it's not good, but like I don't feel as highly about it like as in the second as I was reading it in a way. I was gonna say it's like a drug. You know, you feel really great when you're doing the drug and you think about the memory of the drug. It was good, but like afterwards you feel like it was a good time, but like you don't feel the effects of the drug as much anymore. I'm not taking drugs, by the way, just saying, but it was just that a metaphor, I don't even know. But it was so good, so excited to watch a movie or whatever is coming of it. I'm very surprised that I like have this so high. And very surprised that the winner would have done be Along the Race's Edge. I kind of hinted to this to Cassidy that this would be the winner. I thought there's a winner here. No one is a winner. But she was like, that was like, she loves it, but it was like her least favorite of all of these. Which is really funny because it's literally like the opposite, I think, of like my top and bottom here with hers. But there was just something about how this was done and how I was into the story and wanted to see how I was gonna go to the conclusion with like the foreshadowing, with my character, and like with how like a dark and like a bit twisted it was. I just enjoyed it immensely. It's a lot about enjoyment. I'm not saying it's a very strong book as well, and it kind of had like the plot twistery and stuff that I really enjoy in the fantasy, and I kind of enjoyed like the groundwork this does for like whatever happens in the rest of the series, because we are clearly in like this massive world, but we have like a certain location that made it like possible to like get to know everyone and like see snippets of it, but holding a lot back to be revealed later. And it was just so good for me. So it is winning this one because I literally like have been thinking about it a lot. Apparently I have with a lot of these, and just thought that it was just done so well. So it wins this round here. And that is it. That is the ranking, if you can call it that, of my reads. Yay! And I hope you enjoyed this vlog for Booktuber favorites. I'm having a good time with this, reading some stuff that I definitely plan to read, some I definitely never had planned to read, but very happy to find new favorites, etc. in these. I hope you have enjoyed. Leave a dragon emoji down below in honor of Cassidy, and you should see me soon in a new one. Goodbye!